evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE CAST on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day, my name is Okumuringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines. In the headlines today, Kelalur Kingdom's cabinet ministers and envoys sworn in at Kalatiak Palace, Zombo district. Inadequate infrastructures hampers Kololo Seat Secondary School education performance. And the Muslim Union Students Association celebrate 35 years of existence. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. A very warm welcome to you, viewer, and you're most welcome to the NILE CAST on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. His Majesty Philip Raoni Olarker III, today on the 26th of August 2023, has sworn in the Kelalur newly appointed cabinet ministers and envoys at Kalatiak Palace in Zombo district. The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kuyuchin Grace Freedom, has pledged to work together with the Alur Kingdom in order to forge the kingdom ahead. Alfred Jawoko reports.
The King Alur Kingdom, His Majesty Philip Rauni Olarker III, has urged the newly appointed cabinet ministers and envoys to emphasize on unity in their new term of office in Alur Kingdom. While delivering his message after the swearing-in ceremony at Kalatiak Winam this afternoon, Rauni advised the Alur Kingdom officials to emphasize on matters that will unite and change the narratives of people they will lead in their new term of offices.
Reasons Ashem Miawomu, Abeduka Weshukuja in Barananga, Abeduka Nenu, Badano, Wamitano, Mumaro, Care, Mumaro, Tabedu, Mumit Kanen, Moa, Udom, Mimit Kanenia, Wate, Kudiki, Amitungo Dano, Mubesika Benukaya, Kanenia, Gidekelu, Alara Lara, Ikedwa, Ikeralur, Wamitu Dikiri, Wamitu Kush. Jadi priority para chalu big number one. Nanga mondo abedu koma priority number one obedi idikiri kidwa chalalu.
Grace Kuyuchin Freedom, State Minister for Northern Uganda, who doubles as King's advisor on government programs, urged the new cabinet ministers and envoys to prioritize government programs like Emyoga, PDM, among others, to benefit Alur Kingdom's subjects. She also emphasized that she will majorly focus her work on coordinating the kingdom with the government and ensure that service delivery for the people of Greater Nebi is achieved.
I believe the king had a very special time in selecting, identifying these people. I believe this is a very strong team which is going to help the kingdom go another mile. Since 2007, I have been around in this kingdom. We have been working together with the king and all the people of Alur Kingdom, and every other time there is progress in this kingdom. And so I believe that this is going to give new energy to the king. I was happy to hear the king spell out his priorities of unity and development, of attention to women, attention to education, attention to family cohesion, and attention to general development and poverty. So, as a government representative, I also want to say this is what the government wants. So the government has an ally in Alur Kingdom in fostering development, in fostering unity. As a person of Alur Kingdom as well, I pledge to work together with the kingdom so that we can forge our kingdom ahead.
Among the cabinet ministers Alur Kingdom sworn in today include Collins Pimer, Minister for Gender and Labour Development, Pascal Wapokra, Minister for Land and Investment, Michael Anewa, Minister for Finance and Planning, Prince Lawrence Opar Angala, Prime Minister, and Vincent Oshaya as Deputy Prime Minister and Executive Director, Alur Kingdom, among others. Alfred Jawok, Westnile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our story, secondary school students, teachers, religious and political leaders, among others, today attended the 35th anniversary of Muslim Union Students Association at Arua Secondary School in Arua City. The body has been playing the role of bringing together Muslim students of secondary schools from across Arua City. Farish Majid reports for.
Students, alumni, leaders from the different walks of life turned up at Arua Secondary School to celebrate the 35 years of existence of the Muslim Union Students Association of Arua, a body that brings together a number of Muslim students across the city. The day was celebrated under the theme, honoring the past, embracing the present, inspiring the future, celebrating 35 years of excellence. A number of activities happened during the celebrations, among which included speeches by the different stakeholders, drama and health education of the girls, on menstrual health, among others. Onjima Rasul, the patron Muslim Union Students Association of Arua, says that the celebrations are to honor the founders who laid the foundations for the formation of the body.
Alhamdulillah, today we are having a celebration of 35 years, and this celebration has been deliberate to appreciate the efforts of our forefathers, the great fathers who are now deceased. We have lost them. May Almighty Allah grant them Jannah, paradise, because of the contributions they have made. One of the great fathers we have is the late Safataki. We have a local rich, there is, of course, Swali Rich. The three great fathers who came to the India. They were members of Islamic Social Agency, and they came together with the support of director. That's when Musa was conceived, and it was conceived in Naja Muslim Primary School in 1988, as I said. Why we are celebrating this day is very important, because Musa has grown, Musa has survived for these 35 years, which has produced a lot of professionals.
Nuru Abdallah, the deputy head teacher academics at Arua Secondary School, appealed to the Muslim students to be focused while at school.
One piece of advice I want to give you is that while you're at school, you must have a reason for being at school. You must have a purpose for being at school. You don't simply go to school because your parents have forced you to go to school. Tonight, sit down and think about it. How will you be contributing to Islam as a student if you don't focus yourself, have a goal for yourself, and have a purpose for being at school? Stick to your goals, and I want to assure you that once you have set yourself targets and goals, Allah is always with you. You should be able to achieve it.
Meanwhile, Hussein Adam, the chairperson Muslim Union Students Association, lamented on some of the achievements of the body in the lives of the Muslim students.
Musa has registered a lot of success as Musa itself. But majorly Musa, out of the objective, since it is an academic affiliation, Musa has been uniting and fostering love and unity among the Muslim students. We also regard this as one of our achievements or success.
Similarly, Natasha Anifa, a student of Naja Muslim Secondary School, who also doubles as the deputy speaker, lamented on some of the benefits of being a member of the body.
Talking about the importance of Musa as a student, me personally, I think that the benefits of Musa as a student personally, when Musa was first promoted to my school, I was really very happy because Musa had its own objectives that it does. One of the objectives Musa had was that strengthening the Muslim students in all these schools. Now that the Musa Association is there in our school, for example, me particularly talk about Musa being in Niger Secondary School, I really learned a lot from Musa. And one of the main importance is that it has motivated me a lot, and it has made me come back to my normal senses, because I was going astray with other things, thinking that the Muslim students, we have been left behind. But with the help of Musa, we have risen up, and we have now the vibe to talk in front of people and also to cherish ourselves that we are Muslims. We walk proudly that we are Muslims.
The Muslim Union Students Association boasts of producing and mentoring several professionals, among which include engineers, doctors, teachers, and politicians, among others. Farish Majid, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. Kololo Seed Secondary School in Vura Parish, Tara Sub-County, Maracha East Constituency, Maracha District is decrying of the poor state of infrastructure that is affecting the school's education performance. Speaking to journalists, the deputy head teacher of the school admitted that the congestion in the classrooms is making writing to become difficult for the students, thus hindering performance monitoring in the school. Osuta Yusuf reports.
Education stakeholders in Kololo Seed Secondary School, Vura Parish, Tara Sub-County in Maracha East Constituency, Maracha District have decried the inadequate infrastructures in the school, which they said has hampered academic performance in the school. The Director of Studies for the school, James Anyaku, blamed the unoperationalization of the A-level section at the school on lack of teachers.
Infrastructurally, we're only dwelling on these things that were initially built by the parents. Now we thought that this project will come to our aid, and we realized that we could not now get the benefits that are supposed to come with this. We always consist the classrooms like in this, the students in these classrooms. Then we requested now them to use these other buildings for their personal studies. Otherwise, that is the greatest challenge we are going through. Via the enrollment of teachers, our number as a staff is also not fine. We are having gaps, especially in the A-level section, since the recruitment was done. For A-level, we don't have, because we don't have the manpower on the ground, teachers.
The deputy head teacher of the school, Martin Agondua Adrama, admitted that the congestion in the classrooms has made writing to become difficult for the students, as well as their monitoring has been affected.
This year started very well. We had received an enrollment of about 320 students, but in the course of the year, some students dropped, basically because of financial difficulties. And in regard to the behavior of the students, generally, they have been so okay. We did not receive cases of strikes from term 1 up to 2. And the students are cooperative, and that one does not rule out the fact that we also encountered some problems in the course of the year, and the most notable include, among others, the inadequate infrastructure. As you can see, the structures under UGUFT program are yet incomplete, and they are not in use. So this one has caused congestion in some classes, especially senior 3, whose enrollment is about 80 students. You find that they are just congested in one class. So monitoring them during the course of conducting lesson is a problem, and also it has caused the problem of now writing becomes a problem, since they are congested in the same class, which is supposed to accommodate 50 learners. And the other problem is the poor school fees payment. You know, we are still experiencing the effect of COVID-19, where parents have not yet fully recovered economically. So their school fees payment record is a bit poor, and it has paralyzed our school activities. And then the other problem is the problem of water shortage. As we do not have our own borehole, we rely on the community borehole, which is shared by the community and the school. Sometimes it causes us problems, and it paralyzes our school programs.
Kololo Seed Secondary School, a community-founded school in 1994, is still operating in the community-built structures with no borehole or any other clean water source. Osuta Yusuf and Okumuringa Christine for Westnile Television, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. In the international news, President Vladimir Putin has called on all the employees of Wagner and Russian private military contractors to take an oath of allegiance to the Russian state. The decree applies to anyone participating in military activities in the Ukraine, assisting army and serving the territorial defense units. He signed the decree on Friday with immediate effect. It also comes 2 days after Wagner leaders were presumed dead in a plane crash. In a separate development, on Saturday, a far-right subunit of Wagner known as Rurishk said it's stopping military operations in the Ukraine.
Viewers, my name is Oraku Benson Pastor and you are most welcome for NILE CAST Sports News. And one of the stories we have got for you today, Gulu University Vice Chancellor Professor Openjuru Dala has called upon government to consider sports fitness, bodybuilding in all the schools and learning institutions. According to him, this one will not only help the learners to structure the fashion in football in sports, but also help them, in fact, provides them with opportunities at the national level and also at international level. Let's have the story.
Lack of sporting equipment and professional instructors to nurture the aspiring bodybuilders like Professor Openjuru Lada hindered many in the early 70s, 80s and 90s from prospering as professional bodybuilders.
The rewards comes in the winning. And if you are committed, you win trophies. Trophies come with prizes. But it doesn't stop there. People who do these sports can win commercials. You paid to do advertising. That's why I say you look handsome. They don't take people who are bony and skinny to advertise good product.
Professor Openjuru says while at primary school, they used to exhibit their power and strength by breaking the branches of trees, bending nails, and bullying the young ones in school. Little did they know that they are misusing their big talent that comes with a lot of opportunities in future.
The schools actually, some schools had it. That's why I said we need to introduce it in schools. Even in primary schools. I did it in primary school.
Okay, I was in Police Children's School. Just because we are next to the sports club, you just cross the road from Police Children's School straight to the...
Openjuru also tried to promote this game in Nuaya district during his childhood, but he has failed to convince teachers to support his exotic sporting ideas.
So we need to promote this. It keeps you fit, it keeps you busy, it can solve a lot of social problems. We have a lot of clubs here, sports clubs. Some I go, some equipment are allocated, but they are good. They are better than the ones we try to use at home.
Today, Professor Payne is a member of Northern Uganda Bodybuilding and Fitness Associations, a group which is regarded as the cornerstone to those who are aspiring to become professional bodybuilders, fitness and powerlifting, which is now changing people's mindset on bodybuilders, locally known as bouncers.
You know, we are trying to change their mindset because people who do bodybuilding always they like those days. They like fighting, they like violence. There's a lot, like stealing. But nowadays, at least they know that this is a sport which can change their life, not only their life, the life of their family also.
Janine Robinson, who is a female judge of bodybuilders, fitness and powerlifting, call upon women to join these sporting activities.
And when you're on the stage as a bodybuilder, the end product is, what you see is commitment. It's waking up at 4 a.m. and going to the gym when the person next to you is in bed, fast asleep. That's the difference. And I think it's not just in the gym that you become disciplined and committed. You also carry that into your workplace.
According to Michael Ojok, the chairman of Northern Uganda Bodybuilders, Fitness and Powerlifting, is staging up a competition for bodybuilders, fitness and powerlifting across Northern Uganda.
I'm moving regional, and I will start with Acholi sub-region, and I'm going to do like Mr. Acholi sub-region. That will be Mrs. and Mr. Not for only men, for ladies also.
NUFA is starting their regional tour of bodybuilders and arms wrestling, which will start from Acholi sub-region, followed by Lango sub-region, then Westnile. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television Sports.
Meanwhile, Arrow Hill Sports Club former striker Alfred Leko has joined a Rwandan side in the names of Tiyovu Football Club. He left Arrow Hill Sports Club after the end of 2021-2022 Star Times Uganda Premier League to join a team that is in Zambia called Zesco United. He only finished the first stanza of last season, and we saw him returning back to the Star Times Uganda Premier League to play for URA. And after the end of the last season of Star Times Uganda Premier League, he has decided to go to Rwandan Premier League to sign for Tiyovu FC. Before I give you the updates of what is transpiring in English Premier League, I also need to give you the update of how things are transpiring in Federation of East African Secondary School Sports Association, in short called SFIASA. I can confirm to you at the moment, 2 Ugandan schools have already reached to the finals of the boys' school. Thus, St. Mary's Chitende, the record champions, will be battled it out with Amus College. It is the first of its kind we are seeing the school called Amus College proceeding to the finals. Meanwhile, the school St. Mary's Chitende, they have won the competition more than any other time, more than any other team. Meanwhile, the defending champions were knocked out in the semi-finals today by Amus College. They were edged by a goal to nil. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's Chitende, they edged out St. Henry's Chitov by 2 goals to 1. Away from that story, I need to turn our focus to how things are transpiring in the world of English Premier League. Starting from yesterday night, it was the first win for the Blues of the season, the current campaign of English Premier League. Yesterday, we saw them running riot over newly promoted side Luton Town, beating them by 3 goals to 0. And as I talk right now, there is a game going on between Brighton and Hove Albion and the team West Ham, still a barren draw. Few minutes being played in the game, And looking at how the results went in the games that we have played earlier in the day, early kickoff game was between Spurs and Bournemouth. Spurs were away to Vitality Stadium and they beat Bournemouth by 2-0. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace settled for 1-1 draw with Brentford. Arsenal had to come from a goal down to draw 2-2 with the team of Fulham. Meanwhile, for Manchester United, they came from 2 goals down, overturning the defeat by 3-2, beating the team of Nottingham Forest. And it was again a bad omen for Goodson-based club Everton, as they are still looking for their first win of the season, and they lost into the hands of Wolves by 1-0. And we have got 3 games to be played tomorrow in English Premier League. The first game will be between Sheffield United, as they will be taking on Manchester City, and Manchester City in that game will be without Pep Guardiola, their manager, because he's still nursing an injury. And another game at same time, 4 p.m, shall represent the game between Burnley up against Aston Villa, and Burnley will be sitting at a Turf Moor. And the last game to be played tomorrow is between Newcastle and Liverpool, and this game will be at St. James Park, the home of Liverpool. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. My name is Oracle Benson Pastore. Have the best of your weekend.
Thank you, Oracle Benson Pastore, for that sports news and the sports highlight. And with that, viewer, we've come to the end of the NILE CAST Weekend Edition on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the NILE CAST to the end of the NILE CAST, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Okumuringa Christine. Have a good day.